My name is Sean Elegance. I'm an artist from Leeds. I do compa, reggaeton, a conglomerate of me singing in English and Spanish. In the next 5 years, I hope to be one of the biggest artists in this world, in the world, I should say. And that's just a brief introduction to what I do. We've just finished what we was doing the whole day in terms of we did a whole music video, did an album cover, did a lot of things today. And we just thought, why not? Let's just do a podcast to explain the process and the journey of everything.
With what you just explained in regards to your journey in the next 5 years, one of the things that you mentioned was that you want to be one of the biggest artists. What are the little steps that you've already been taking and that you will be taking, whether things that are good from the past that can set a great feat into like you being like one of the biggest artists in the world?
It's a brilliant question. Firstly, it's work ethic. Everyone wants to be a big artist. Everyone wants to be renowned as a phenomenon, but it's work ethic. And I think I display that. In terms of how I'm going to get there, the question, just I want to make sure I've got the question right to a T. How I'm going to get there by doing what I'm doing now, by working when no one else sees. Like, you probably don't know who I am. It's about doing the things that you don't want to do even when you don't feel like it, if that makes sense. For instance, nobody wants to release music when nobody's watching. Nobody wants to release an album when you're not getting views. I took a risk today and gambled, and I flew my videographer out. What time is it currently, sir?
It's currently 11:47.
11:47. We began shooting at 1 p.m. And since then, we've just been non-stop working. So that's one conglomerate. That's one part of becoming a big artist, is work ethic. Going to the studio every single week, refining my sound, captivating my audiences, little things like that. Always working, always doing the things that are necessary to become the next biggest artist. And last but not least, but good quality music. With me, it's so imperative that I have that good quality music, but first, without that work ethic, you can't do it. I know it's said, it's cliche because everyone says, oh, without work ethic, you're not going to get nowhere. But honestly speaking, that's the first step. 100%. I'll recap. Doing things when you don't feel like it, as a lot of people say. Releasing the songs when nobody's watching. Keeping the consistency as well. And understanding that soon the hard work will pay off. I know it's a long-winded answer, but I hope I've said that eloquently.
You have said that. But one of the things that you mentioned is consistency.
Yeah, man.
Which you can achieve to the people in regards to your own consistency. How do you set up your uploads, etc., to be able to get your music out there consistently so that people can have Sean Elegance in their ears on a consistent basis? How do you set that up?
So the way I do it is I like to release at least every single month. So last year I released, I think it was every single week, which is a bit of an overkill. But the reason why I did that was because I wanted to find my sound. I wanted to say, okay, cool, what is Sean Elegance? So for instance, last year was a case of I did all the hard work of releasing new music, trying a variation of different styles just to say, okay, cool, this is what defines as Sean Elegance. So the first thing was, last year was the year of mad major consistency. I think I dropped around 20 songs with an album last year, with a EP, I'd say. Make sure you go check that out, El Verano de Elegance. That's my previous EP. Nowadays, it's about releasing monthly with a music video, maybe bi-monthly, it just depends. But now it's more about quality over quantity. So I'll be releasing bi-monthly, monthly, depending on what is next for me. What's next is my Elegance EP, which does come out on the 8th of May, 2025. Spoiler alert. So before then, I've been releasing every single month. January, I released Bonnie and Clyde. February, I released Ben Aki. This Sunday, I'll be releasing El Ultimo. So there's a lot of work being gone into this. So to recap on your question, how I set things up consistently with my uploads is it depends what's coming up next. Last year was a defining my sound, was finding, okay, what is Sean Elegance? But because before that, I didn't know what was Sean Elegance. There was a conglomerate of different things. There was a conglomerate of this, that I was confused. But 2024 marked, okay, what is my sound? This year is a case of, okay, I know what my sound is. Can I find that captivating song that will unite as many people as possible? That people will say, this guy is not just a guy for tomorrow. This guy is an artist. Yes, everyone wants to do music. I know it's cliche. If someone's even listening to this, I'm even happy because, quite frankly, I'm a nobody. I'm humble enough to know that I'm not your Chris Brown. I'm not there yet. However, I'm doing the incremental steps to ensure that in the future, I am one of them people. So it's just a case of consistent uploads, high quality, to put it as one.
Yeah, that makes sense. And in regards to that, the consistency that you just led on, one of the things that artists always look for is viewership, etc. How does it feel having a wave of different types of viewership on what song you bring?
That makes sense.
And how does that sort of like attack you in terms of like how you're feeling, etc., based off of the output of what you've put your whole life and soul into? Is there any effects, or you can speak to the people about that side for artists, like a different side that people don't actually know?
The viewership.
Yeah, in regards to the viewership and how you feel.
You have to understand why you do music, first things first. So I started music when I was 12. When I was in my rudimentary stages, viewership and things of that nature was a big factor for me. But for me right now, it's a case of, have I put my 110% into the project? Have I done the best thing I can possibly do for that video? Have I put my soul into that song? If it gets 50 views and I've done that, fine. If I've not done that, then that's my fault because I can't control the external result. I must remember that. The external result of becoming famous, getting that song which is on 10 million streams, getting all the things that everyone wants. I'm in control, but I'm not in control. ¿Me entiendes? You understand me? So for me, it's a case of, if I can ensure that I put 110% into all areas of the song, if I get 3 views, that's fine, I'll keep it up. Because if you are always concerned about the end result, you'll never actually work. For instance, right now I work in sales. Music's not my full-time gig. I work in sales. Okay? And in sales, we're taught to, obviously you want the result of selling a product. In music, you're selling your product, which is music. Okay? In sales, you are taught, okay, you need to sell, sell, sell. I'm a very good salesman because I've kind of said, if I can do the work, if I can have the good conversation, if I can sell this product, if I can show them the products very well, if I can speak without stuttering, if I can speak with eloquence, if I can do all these things in one conglomerate that customer will buy, let's translate that to music. If I can make the best music possible in my ability, if I can show the world my creativity, if I can bring that high visual, that high quality visual, if I can hit them high notes, if I can be that sexy man for the ladies, of course it's going to happen. So I've kind of dissected, I know I'm going on a bit of a segue, but it happens. I've kind of dissected an area from sales, because that's my hustle right now, and took it into music. In sales, if you do point A, point B, point C, you'll get the result. In music, it's the same thing because you're selling yourself with the product. So to recap on your question, just to make sure I'm not going off on a tangent, your thing was viewership. Yeah. If you're only focused on the result, you'll never actually go to that place. You should be focused on the journey, on the process. And I already know this at my stage. it's imperative that I focus on, okay, cool. Have I done the things that I can control? Man can't control if I get 1,000,000 views. If I get 1,000,000 views, hey, happy days. If I get 10 views, hey, happy days. This podcast, I don't think it will get 1,000,000 views. Why am I doing this? Because the moment I'm on top, the moment I have got them, all the things that people admire, they can look back and say, why did this kid have such confidence? Because I'm doing the output. To climb Mount Everest, or even to do, because I run, to even do a race. If you're only concerned about, okay, I want a 90-minute 5K. Okay, I need to do the first K like this. You need to focus on the now. So 1K at a time. Okay, I need to get a 350K, 350 again, 350 again. Okay, I need to release this song again. So I use different aspects of life for the viewership. Because if you get distraught about, that's the main reason why everyone quits. Why does everyone quit whatever grind they do? I'm gonna ask you, why do you think everyone quits the grind in any area of life? Why do you think not?
See, the first two looks good. And once they hit the third, the fourth, it starts getting
Hard.
real hard. That's when you start seeing like people fizzle away over time.
I've been doing music for 8 years, 9 coming on. I started music when I was 12. I'm 21. How many people can do things for 9 years without seeing result?
Minimal.
So that answers your question. I don't give a fuck about views, because if I cared about views, I wouldn't do music. If I cared about views, I'd do things that would only garner views. If I care about the art, the views will come later on. To answer your question.
So with you being an independent artist as well, what are the certain key lessons that you can teach other people that are trying to make their way as independent artists? For example, investments. One of the things that you mentioned already is you do sales job as well, and that's to supplement your music career. Speak to the people about a bit about investing into yourself in regards to your music, and how important is it as an independent artist.
That's a perfect question. I always take 3 seconds to answer so I can really answer the question to the best of my ability. So investing in yourself. Okay. You need to understand that before something pays, you need to do something else, if that makes sense. Whether that be that job, that 9 to 5. For me, sales is that gateway. It was the reason why I was able to fly my videographer out. Being an independent artist is a lot of things which is on your own back. For instance, paying for your own studio sessions, paying for the music videos, paying for the flights to come here, paying for this outfit. You're independent. Editing your videos, you need to become self-sufficient. So for what allows me to become self-sufficient is sales. This is becoming a sales podcast. I won't divert too much, but I understand that with any job that I do, it is an investment to my music. I love music. So therefore, I need to love every process that's going to allow me to do music. If I was, let's say I was working in Amazon, which I used to do, very humble job, but all jobs are necessary. I'd understand that if I work this 8-hour shift, I get a studio session, I get this. You have to think of it differently. So if I become an elite salesperson, if I become elite in this job, then that means there's more money that can be thrown into my passion. I'm not rich. I ain't got millions of pounds, but because I did well in my job, I was able to bring my videographer here. We're in Lanzarote right now. We're not in England. We're in Lanzarote. We're in the Canary Islands. And I just came here to just do my music video. We're flying out back home tomorrow. I took care of this independently. And I was able to do that because I understand that a job is your first investment. A lot of people will say, oh, I'm not going to work a 9 to 5. Oh, let me do this. what warrants you the right to not work a 9 to 5? I understand that in order for me to invest in music, in order for me to do the things I want to do with music, I need an investor. And the investor is a job. Simply put, I'm not going to do something which is illegal. I'm not going to be an idiot. I'm going to work as hard as I can in my field, which is sales, as I keep saying, and invest all my income into that. So if I make a good, solid income from sales, which I do, I can then allow room for flying to a different country. Tú sabes, estoy cantando totalmente en español y inglés también. Pero si yo quiero hacer las cosas que es diferente, yo necesito hacer ventas, ¿sabes? Hacer ventas con un minuto, con mi máximo potencial, ¿sabes? Es la razón estoy trabajando todo el día. Es la razón mi mente es muy diferente que la mayoría, ¿sabes? Sorry, sometimes I just... I'm sure now. But now you get the point. If you need an investor, invest in, your job. Work hard in your job. Work hard in the things that you need to do. You are an independent artist. You don't have the backing of a record label. I don't have the backing of a record label. I'm totally independent, so I have to rely on myself. With that being said, I need to be able to, okay, cool, make sure that I'm doing everything to the best of my ability, and that includes a job. There's no harm in working a job. You are an independent artist. You need to find a way to make that income. Right now, music's not paying me full time. It will in due time. But until then, you're grinding, That's it.
You've given like some really good practical advice for the artists looking at this podcast as well. Yeah, 100%, because they've got to understand like their work is their investment.
Yeah, man.
Bringing the music full time. So like touching on that, you feel like you're gonna have a bigger pot at the table when it comes to like speaking with like record labels and stuff like that. When it comes to skills.
Yeah.
And when you're sitting down one-on-one with them.
Yes. That's a very good question.
You feel like having that independence allows you to do that?
Yeah, because me being independent has taught me a lot of things about the industry that I would not have known had I have just gone straight into a record label. There's a lot of people that get signed and they're not with us today. Not because they're not talented, because they get shelved. When you're an independent artist, there's a lot of things that you have to do by yourself as an independent artist entails in the title. A record label is not there to hold your hand. All the things that me and you have done today, for instance, we woke up, we went for our run. At 1 p.m. we started shooting. It's 12 a.m. We've almost done a 12-hour shift. We did the music video shots out there. I did the album cover. You watched me upload the album, the EP for the 8th of May 2025. The big artists have a whole team working for them. You're in charge of the ads. You're in charge of the marketing. You're your own fashion designer. Sometimes you can do your own video editor. You are my video editor in this. But I'm my video editor, but you're my videographer. I edit my own videos as well. So all these jobs, and who's to say when I do have the financial backing, I will delegate some of these roles. But when you're independent, you have to understand it's in the name, you're independent. So you can't rely on people to hold your hand and say, oh, Sean, we're going to do this. Sean, we're going to go studio. The onus is on you. I go to the studio at least every single week for 2 to 6 hours. That's expensive. A record label is usually going to take care of all of these things for you. Whereas when you're independent, you are doing all of the things that a record label, you are your own record label. So Sean Elegance is Sean Elegance, the record label. That's me. So when you're independent, you have to fund for yourself. So it comes back to everything we've just discussed. Even that whole thing of your job being your investor, you're your own record label. To put it in a few words, you are your own record label. Record label, that's 6. I think so. To put it into context, so all the things that a record label does, ads, marketing, all of that, you're doing it by yourself. And I ain't even the best at marketing. I just still need to get better. I still need to sharpen the axe with that, but I'm learning, So yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like that's the important side of music,
Mm-hmm.
where a lot of these artists, ones that you may have seen yourself, they're not able to like broker a great deal with like these big record labels. And why do you think that is? Do you think that it's information that they don't know, or it's just they haven't built themselves enough to where they can do so many things and understand different areas
The business side of things.
of the music?
I'll be honest.
They're not able to broker a great deal.
This is something I wouldn't say I understand totally, I'll be honest. 110%. But if I'm just gonna do it from my own experience, because I'll always speak from my own experience. The reason why someone can't get a good deal with their record company or whatever is because of lack of knowledge. Simply put, lack of knowledge about what a good deal is, what a 360 deal is, a publishing deal. I know all of this, despite not being signed, because I've got a couple of friends that are also in the industry, and I also do the due diligence to do the research by myself. So the main reason as to why someone's not going to get a good deal or someone's not going to go far in the industry is because lack of knowledge. When you're independent, you are forced to have that knowledge about the thing you are going into. That's the only reason, lack of knowledge. If I was to put it in a simply put answer.
Yeah, that makes sense. And one of the things that you mentioned at the start is being a worldwide artist. And with you're from Leeds, and I want to ask you about the current state of Leeds and music in Leeds and how you see it right now.
With Leeds, I'm grateful. Number one, I'd like to start off with gratitude because my videographer was from Leeds. I started off my career in Leeds, my engineers in Leeds. There's a lot of things in Leeds. I just feel like people need to be more open-minded. There's a lot of talent in Leeds. There is a lot of talent, 110%. I just believe that people need to be more open-minded though. Like with me, of course, I'll get laughed at. I'm a Zimbabwean kid that can sing in English, Spanish with elements of Shona as well. I'm learning Shona. I'll know Shona by the end of the year as well. I digress. There needs to be open-mindedness. That's the only thing I'd say. I love Leeds. I can't disrespect Leeds. I can't say shit on that city because without that city, there's not a Sean Elegance. Of course, we can say the things of there's the crab mentality. I will say that a lot of people don't want to see you win, especially if they know you. They don't feel an obligation to help you and share, but that's normal. You don't deserve to be shared. That's the real reality. Why should someone share your music? That's the question people have to ask. Why should someone share your music? You need to understand that with Leeds, there is the crab mentality where a lot of people don't want to see you win, but why should they're focused on their own thing. So I used to get so butthurt. I'm like, oh, people are not sharing my shit. Oh, Leeds, this city, this. No, it's not this city. Because I guaranteed if I went to Miami and I was still an upcoming artist, it would still be difficult. Because how many artists will be in Miami? How many artists will be in London, Colombia? En este mundo hay muchas artistas. There's a lot of artists. So I wouldn't blame it down to one city. Of course, Leeds has its ups and downs, but a lot of the things that I'm grateful for come from that city. For instance, you're from Leeds, bro. Me and you, we met from videos in Leeds. Of course, I changed things in terms of, I just wish, my one thing I'll say is I wish the city was more open-minded. Because me, even though I'm a nobody, I class myself as an international artist. Don't pigeonhole me to one thing. No, I'm not a rapper, I'm an artist. So the only thing I'll say is the open-mindedness. I used to get so hurt about people not sharing, but this is where I've matured. Why? People don't ask that. Of course, I'd love people to share, but they've got their own prerogative. They're focused on their own life. So to put it in a nutshell, just open-mindedness. Open-mindedness, you know?
Yeah, that makes sense. And moving on to like your own music, what makes you come up with these different types of songs, genres, styles? What makes you have like so many different facets of yourself? Where does that come from?
I listen to an eclectic taste of music, man. So I listen to obviously compa, reggaeton, dancehall, R&B. So you'll see it when I'm in the car. I'll just put on a beat and I'll be like, yo, just think of some melodies in the car. In the Behind the Elegance episodes, you'll see so many conglomerates, so many clips of me just in my car saying, yeah. And I'll just be just vibing and shit like that. And I'll just think of something on the spot. Now, the way it happens is spiritual. Sometimes you can't explain it. Sometimes I'll just play a beat and I'll be like, damn. Like I remember for El Último, it just happened in the car. Te veo caminando, eres sexy en la playa. When that happened, it was just in the car. I'll just play a beat and the beat will speak to me. This is something which a lot of artists can attest to because I'm going to sound like a psychopath, but the beat will speak to you and tell you where to go. That's the first thing. Sometimes I'll go to the studio, ask Motion, I will have a single lyric. All I have is a beat. I just need a beat. And the beat will say, Sean, this is where I want you to go. This is where I want you to go for this tune. And I'm like, all right, cool. Yes, sir. Let's roll with it. And then that's how you get your melodies. El último. And I'm like, yeah, I'm riding it. I'm doing it. It happens. It's very spiritual because I've been doing music for 8-9 years. I can't find words to say it. So you're just going to see a lot of weirdness happening. I'm a very weird person, but greatness comes from weird people. Sean Elegance, quote that, put that on a t-shirt. Anyways, to come back to your question, how do I make it? How do I do and come across all these genres? I'm always listening to music. I'm a student. My biggest influence is Michael Jackson, man. Best artist of all time. He lived and breathed music. And if I can just take an inch of his greatness, that's all. Pause. Joking. His greatness, he lived, breathed, and studied music. That's what I do. When I'm in the car, I'm listening to beats. I'm like, yeah, cool. I'll have that melody. I'll hum it. I'll go to the studio. I'll say, Motion, run the beat. And then I'll just ride the beat. And then I've got a melody. And the words, it comes easy, man, because I've been doing music for so long. That's how it happens. It comes to me. I'll be honest, music does come to me. I won't say I'm a talented singer. I had to work hard to be able to sing. I won't say I'm the best rapper. Heck, I won't even say I'm the best songwriter. But when it comes to creativity, it's something that I cannot explain. Some people have it. You'll be in your car and it just comes to you. You'll be walking, it just comes to you. Have I answered your question? But yeah, like that.
One of the things that you mentioned was Motion. And he's an important person.
Oh, he's amazing, man. Shout out Motion. I hope he watches this clip.
What's the importance of having a great producer?
Oh, it's everything. It's absolutely everything. So I started working with Motion when I was 15. And when I was 15, I was trying to cultivate the sound. I was trying to find out what Sean Elegance was. And he's seen the creative process from me rapping, me coming to the studio in my school uniform. He's seen it all. And with Motion, he has helped me so much. And I'd like to give him his flowers whilst he's still here, if he listens to this. I'd be in the studio not knowing how to hit a note, and he'd guide me, he'd walk me through. Even Zane, he's another producer. Props to him. I worked with him all last year and he helped me define my sound right now. as you know, Spanish is my second language. It's not my first language. He's another one that helped me cultivate this sound today. So coming back to the whole thing, with Motion, with a producer, he's going to make the song. He's the vehicle. Obviously, I'm the driver, but he's the vehicle. He's gonna do the right mix. You'll see again in the Behind the Elegance episodes, I document every single journey of how I create my music videos in the studio session. Go listen if you want. No prerogative, but not mandatory, sorry, but you can. And in the studio session, you'll see how Motion speaks to me. Motion says, okay, do this part like this. You want to hit the note like this. You want to do this, you want to do that. You need a producer that's also going to do that. Because once you have that, it becomes a unity. So when I go into the studio and Motion already knows that I'm going to hit it. Yeah. He knows. And he just knows how to mix it and then it's just flowing. We did a 6-hour session. I did 6 songs. Not because I was rushing. We make songs, but we don't rush the art. But because he knows my sound, he knows my style. It's 6-7 years of mastering the craft. So a good producer is key, to say the least.
Just to end the podcast, I want to speak to you about your current music and what you've got coming in the future. I'll let people a little bit about what's coming.
Perfect. My current music right now, so I'm in the making of Elegance. Elegance is obviously my stage name, Sean Elegance. This EP is a conglomerate of compa, reggaeton, R&B, house. I'm a piano. It's a summer EP for everyone, And for me personally, of course, I'm going to say this because I'm biased. I love this project that I've done. I've been working in the studio 6 to 8 hours a day, just working. We've done a 13-hour shift, graveyard shift. My eyes are baggy right now because today we woke up, we ran 5 miles, then we went to the apartment, then we got changed, went to the museum, did some shots in the museum, came to the beach, did some shots in the beach, came back here, edited the video, edited the cover art. Let me show you. So I just did the cover over here. Just take that off. So this is what we just did today. And you can see that it's true because I'm still in my attire. And I'll leave this there whilst I'm speaking. Been doing all of this. So it's just working. So to bring it back to the question, as always, it's more music, I made a vlog 5 years ago, 4 years ago, 2021. 2021 was 4 years ago, right? Yeah. When I was 17. And regardless of whatever happens next year, I will post that vlog. If I blow or if I don't. Where it was like, hello, 22-year-old Sean Elegance, I'm speaking to you. What's going on and what's been going on. And we'll see what happens in the next year. But in that video, you'll see all the things that I said. And that's why I'm working so hard. That's why I've got a flame under my ass. So, Sean, you can't stop working. So it's all about working. It's all about bringing that product to life. Everything that comes over here, I want you guys to see it. I want you guys to see that heart, the energy, the passion that I put into it. It's all about becoming the best that I can. If this EP, if I can say in a conclusion, it's bringing the best out of me. You'll see sounds that I've never ever done before, like an I'm a piano song, like a house song that will be out by now. All of these sounds is because I want to show the world that I'm not just the next TikTok rapper or whatever, or TikTok singer. I'm an artist, and I keep saying this. I want to hammer this home. I'm an artist. You understand? So for me, yes, it's difficult because what I'm trying hasn't been tested, hasn't been done. It's very innovative. But I understand with patience, with due diligence, with hard work, with perseverance, with all these things in one, I'll make it. 110%. And if I don't make it, it's here. But I know I will. Tengo que hacerlo, ¿sabes? Estoy trabajando. Ojalá en el futuro yo tengo mi Bugatti, mi Lamborghini también estoy manejando en la calle. Tengo tu mujer también. En serio. I hope it happens, man. You know. All glory be to God for everything that He's done for me thus far. And we'll see what happens. If I'm successful, I'll be grateful. But anyways, I'll keep working hard anyway. You know.
There we go. Sean Elegance.
Boom.